Hey guys, my name is Alec. Today I'm going to be talking about being trans and the Declaration of Independence. Now wait. If you are not American, stay. Because the parts that I'm addressing are not America versus England and all this stuff. The parts that I'm addressing are the parts that Jefferson and the other writers talk about to whole mankind. Because, believe it or not, in the Declaration of Independence, for those of you who don't know, there are parts that address all of mankind. And I feel the parts that address all of mankind are very relevant. I'm angered with my own country because of the parts that address all mankind. You'll see. So, featuring my history notebook, we're going to look in here at the Declaration of Independence. We have the Declaration of Independence that is talking about all mankind. I'm going to read this one part to you. Excerpt that is talking to all mankind. I'm going to tell you why I get so annoyed about it, especially when my history teacher is talking about today. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their powers from the consent of the governed. Now that's the part that I want to focus on in the Declaration of Independence. This is, again, talking about all mankind, so if you aren't from America, this is still relevant to you. This talks about that all men are created equal. The writers didn't have slaves, so they couldn't actually believe this, so it's also thought that maybe they wanted this for the future, but they couldn't do it at that time period. Equality is still a problem in America that I think that needs to be fixed, definitely, especially since only 13 states have trans rights. I talk about certain unalienable rights. Now, unalienable rights are rights that they can't take away. They're even more part of you than your body, to quote my history teacher, because you can take off an arm, but you can't take away your unalienable rights. And now, there are more than just life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, but those are the ones that are mentioned. To secure these rights, governments are instituted among men. Governments are supposed to secure these rights. I have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and they're supposed to secure my rights. They do not secure my rights as a trans man in many states and in many countries. Being that this is talking about mankind, a lot of countries do not secure trans people's rights, and that's something that's very, It says that they're supposed to secure my rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And my life is being me. My history teacher even said that they need to secure the rights to be you, to be happy. My rights as a trans person, as a person in general, are to be happy and to be me, and being me means being trans. So how can you not have trans rights in all states? And this very much angered me. Now, what I read to you, if you want to skip back again, was basically the layout for what a good government should follow. And my history teacher then posed the question, does America's government follow these? And I was the only one to answer and say no, because I hear of stories in America each day where trans people are losing their rights in certain states, are being beat up in certain states, and some states just don't have it there. If I don't have trans rights in that state, that means the government will be like, you're not protected. And that's just stupid. I'm a citizen, and I'm being me, and according to the Declaration of Independence, I have every right to be me. And if I am not allowed to be me, then that means you are a shit-ass government. That means you need to pick up your shit on gay rights, trans rights, and just human rights, the whole human rights movement. There's a reason why it's a movement, and there shouldn't be a movement because it shouldn't be there according to the Declaration of Independence. That's what angered me today in history, is that right here stated in 1776, this is what people are supposed to follow. This was the Declaration of Independence from the 13 colonies to England, and part of it was addressed to all of mankind. So if they got it, that everyone should have rights, and that the future should be better, but why shouldn't I have rights? Now, speaking for myself, I do live in a state that does have trans rights, But I have friends who live in other states that don't have trans rights. I feel that it's important that we push in America, in all countries that don't have trans rights, for national trans rights, because everyone should be safe, secure, happy. Life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. It's that simple. And the pursuit of happiness, our pursuit of happiness, starts where yours begins, is the boundary. Being trans does not affect that boundary in any way, nor does getting surgeries, going on TV, or any of our transition does not affect anyone else but ourselves. It does not affect your life, your liberty, or your pursuit of happiness. It's pointless to try and take away ours, because then you are affecting ours, and you are going against the Declaration of Independence. Now, it's not as much the Constitution, but I don't really have the Constitution. We haven't gone over that. I'll probably have something to say about it when we get over it. But the whole point of this was all mankind, all of us, are entitled to those rights, including trans people all around the world, I believe, because this was addressing all of mankind. And the fact that in the country that this was written and was written for, we still don't have those in over half the country. It kind of fucking sucks. Hope this was enjoyable. Hope it enlightened your eyes to what's going on, or what even we're entitled to. There you go. That is the Declaration of Independence rant with transness involved with it. I want food. I don't know about you. See you guys another time. Bye! We hold these... Who is ringing the phone? No, I'm in the middle of a video. Go away, please.